Alright peeps, welcome back to one version where our beavers have got all the dynamite in along the long reservoir. Let's have ourselves an outer map experience and watch all of these kabooms come flying down into this very last one, which means in around about 5.5 days, when we get water flowing back into this reservoir, it's gonna come all the way around this dirty bad water here. Now, as much as our reservoirs are quite empty here, even our middle reservoir here that keeps all of these crops all green is all dry. Hence, the lack of bloody greenery in our big OP farm. But it's not all doom and gloom. We've got plenty of water in both of our rivers so our beavers can swim and shower until their heart's content. Oh, and we got a fancy pants tubeway system knocking about. Not quite fully complete yet, but we got beavers banging away doing their thing, making light work of absolutely all of this. I love all these beavers just flying around, getting in there because that's the quickest way. Oh, I love it. We will be fixing that very shortly. You know what? Let's get to fixing that pretty bloody quickly. If we get all of these things built, then I can build our final tubeway station and unlock this tubeway network's full potential. Now, I'm unsure if I mentioned this in the last episode, but I do have all 5 of these bad lads paused, sitting at 99% ready to go. So the only breeding pods that we have on the map are these 4 under the exercise plaza here. Oh, and the OG too. So we got 6 knocking about. So we shouldn't get any crazy ridiculous beaver population, aka we can maybe keep some water in a reservoir for a drought. And with 3.6 days remaining, I reckon this is a perfect opportunity to quickly whip out a rest of drought. Speedy up it. We're gonna have beavers banging all of the platforms and stairs in here, and then once they've done that, they're gonna be banging in even more platforms in our hands. And with cycle 46 is a brand new our hang completion jobby. Aye, well done, beaver. Let's see who's taily rocking they ones. Please tell me we've got the catalyst in our big old tails with D. Beaver, clock yourself off and get your tail painted. And with 1 maximum priority brazier left to be micromanaged, we may soon get this bit of tubeway connected up. But for now, we've got to slurp up all the water. And I'm half tempted, right, to just let these Raggies do their thing. Speaking of, I need to manually open this bad lad and then manually close it before we forget. But yeah, at 3.4k water, I wouldn't necessarily class this as an emergency. So let's get all of these water slurpers paused here. These are, once again, emergency water slurpers. Our water slurpers doing here done perfectly fine. And that's before we built 3 more of the laddies and made it even more efficient with all of these tubeways. In other words, I reckon these laddies will be able to keep up with whatever our colony needs. Providing the water can hurry up and bloody get there, do you mind getting to that valve so you can flow straight out of it? And then down and fill up our big old pool here. Our slurping pool to be precise, where I believe I can escape up here. Ladies out, I'm out. And I can quickly go up to speed 4. No, I didn't mean to be doing that when I was at speed 4. It's too laggy to escape. The water's gonna get us. No. Anywho, while we've got our speed 4 rocking along, we may as well make sure that we get this bad lad toppity tipped off, which it's about today, and then have it closed before it causes mass floodage. Right, well that's our water slurper situation situated. We've got lovely blue water making its way around all of this dodgy bad water here. Now it looks extra awesome at the moment because it's deed shallow. Oh, which way were beavers going? Where beavers are going in here. The tubeway's built! The tubeway's bloody built! The beavers beavers are building with back scratchers and cupcake propaganda. He will have to come back here when it's all said and done. Look at the beavers, they're absolutely flying over. I'm loving this, like. And beavers, once you have this laddie built, I can delete these stairs here and finally plop our tubeway down right here. And of course, we got a bloody tide change warning on day 4, where we barely even have a blickety block of water in our long reservoir. And thankfully, we're getting some water up in our big old reservoir. Once again, our rivers are tippity topped off. It's just the joys of late game, innit? Although you can see we're being deed efficient. We've got our scrappers paused because we've got more than 90% of our storage there. Which means if we're going over here, we're going to see loads of automatically paused buildings. Look at all of this automatically paused plankers, man. That's heaps of jobs that are now being automatically unpaused to keep up with our plank demand. And that's why we've got heaps of overflow haulers and builders knocking around. Oh, well, last micromanage braziers in. Beavers, get your horses round here and pick up that plank and log. And then we're going to think about how we get across here. Which, if I remember rightly, I've already done, and it's a casual one of them. The only question is now, can I have my original design and chuck a bit of a roof under there? That is a nay. And since our beavers have cleared that rubble, let's get ourselves a last brazier on. And finally, connect this effing tubeway up. Like, properly connect it up. So as per use, your tubeways are high priority beavers. Oh, and that's why the beavers were getting off here to get the metal and that not going around, because around didn't exist. Whew, like! Whew! Quick! Emergency open manually the big throttling valve, unlimited flow, speed 3. I need to see some water going back through here. And that's really, this opens during a temperate season to make sure it stays tippity topped off. And that's why it closes during a drought. You see how quickly the river dried up there. But it's alright, the river's moistening back up once again. Beavers can shower to their heart's content, not using any water. And now that we're flooding up here, we need to go back down to zero flow. Let the river chill out a bit. Ideally not overflow over here, because that means we didn't waste any water at all. Look at it, just chills. Nice spills. But now, peeps, not gonna lie to you, I'm canny scared, so I'm going up to 24 working days, and I am once again unpausing all of these emergency water slopers. I'll even pause me bonus builder huts to ensure we have maximum haulage knocking about here. Now you can see our beavers, they dive straight into our tubeway system and then they can gan around. I mean all the way around. Start storing it back here even though there's only one bloody container. So yeah, most likely they either go across the top, zip down, gan across and then start storing it in here. Or, as you can probably see they're doing, they just go straight along and up, because that is the quicker way to do it. See, beavers nah the way around the bloody tubeway system. I love this bit, by the way. It goes absolutely everywhere. Connects through this bad lad, guns all the way up and down here, all the way up and down here. It's a bloody delight to behold. But here we are, peeps. We've got ourselves a 25-day bad tide. Let's go on down to 18-hour working days. Let our beavers clickety clock off. No more emergency sloping. This lot doing here, I reckon we need to pause every single one of these that's visible on our screen right now. So for the next 25 days, we'll have 3 water slopers sloping with direct access to the tubeway and bloody storage here. But in our beavers, it looks like yous have done everything I need yous to do down here. Well, not quite everything. Oi, beaver, what are you doing? Where are you going? And what are you building? You got your plank up the stairs. Are you just you're just plonking in from below, so you don't need to be doing that. Let's get our 1% of resources back for all of this scaffolding here. That is a maximum priority, beavers. I want yous to pick those up, because then I want to get 1% of resources back for this bit of scaffolding staircase here. And with that last bit of rubble picked up, it's time to delete the entire staircase. Now, as far as I'm aware, because it's the next block over from the tubeways, beavers should be able to reach down and grab it. Strangely enough, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Anywho, oh, aye, we need to make sure we are fully propaganda'd up around here before we delete the access to it. Maximum priority, high priority beavers, and then we're going to get 1% of resources back down here. And you know what? Instead of a brazier here, I'm going to use that scrap metal we got back to get a big old metal fence on the crack. Why can't I put the metal fence there? Woo, why can't I put the metal fence here? That is weird as that, like. I can't put a metal fence on this block. Oh, there's a bloody path there, that's why. Come here, path. Let us click here. Oh, beavers, can you just come over and pick up these last 2 planks? Thank you very much, Lee. Now, I can easily delete that path. I just noticed the metal fence takes metal parts, not bloody scrap, like I said. But anywho, beavers, it's now time to get our penultimate tubeway station up and running. I said this was the final tubeway station earlier, and I'll explain why later on. Oh, and look, peeps, I think this beaver's going to stop and start banging in this bit fence down here. Why are they not moving? Oh, they're doing the second one. Get on, beaver. Yeah, they are. They have both of those bloody scrap metal part fences slapped in. But the reason I went metal fences here instead of braziers is if we scoot on the other side of this badwater aqueduct pillar, it matches the rest of the decor. Now we have to be quiet around here. We got beavers resting and recovering, and that's why the tubeway guns are ruined their rest and recovery area. I mean, like, for real, peeps, if it just went straight ahead, it would save us a decent bit of resources here. Wouldn't have to have this mahoose of 3x3. But no, we want to keep our beavers rested and recovered, nice and chilly. I mean, I don't think these beavers, you know, after the past couple episodes, will just not mention it. Those that know. I don't think these current beavers realise that these medical beds flood. Oh, and peeps, have you seen the state of this? What type of propaganda lord was knocking about here previously? Obviously a snidey one, because why wouldn't you just fill the gap, you absolute madman? Now it does look like our priorities over here walked, so I'll do that. Then we can get full propaganda around here. Ooh, we could fill this bit with propaganda, and I'll duplicate you all the way across the bloody top here. Look at that for a bit of propaganda. I'm genuinely not sure how and if we can build all of these, but game says we can, so I'm not going to argue. And you might be thinking to yourself, MiGly, sort your propaganda route. Why is that not 2 singles? And I say because we're going to go for some perspective propaganda here. Oh, of course I clicked off it. But now, stop clicking off it, MiGly! We need to show the perspective propaganda there, with the cupcake through the hole. And I've been thinking, you know, peeps, I'm not entirely happy with this whole propaganda here. I reckon it's time to delete these bit stairs just yet. Just the actual bloody paths. Not that I needed to delete the paths, of course, because we're going to blow the door sky high. And that's not to mention the fact that we're blowing this door sky high now. So you know, beavers, even though I've very likely just removed your fast travel with the tubeway station, get those plunked in with a maximum priority. While I have a look, because I thought I saw a beaver going this way. Look at them zoom! Meow! Meow! And now look at our beavers using our tubeway station connectivity here, getting a nice heated spot under the hole. We need to get a nice heated spot going on under here as well. Decoration brazier, plop it in there. Ooh, a piece of TNT. Don't mind if I do. And that was so we can get a fancy pants metal fence carved around like that, and then from the top it all looks chill there. Oh, and our beaver's got all of these platforms in. Let's strip the world away so we can see the big empty hole ready for some tubeways. Let's get these bad lads connected in. And the beavers should just be able to bang from on top of the bloody platforms. And that will help considerably when it comes to actually building all of these big bad lads around here. And the beavers, of course, got all of these kabooms in, so we can get ourselves some real casual stairs down and connect back in to the tubeway station. And just for shids and gigs, I'm gonna have a little bypass route for the beavers if they didn't want to get up and down the stairs. Maybe they got bloody achy knees, you know? And then in between these little stairs here, we're going to get a lantern for maximum lighting on the cupcakes. Oh, and you know, the reason I actually done any of that was so I could duplicate this bit square banner, aka cupcake propaganda, and plop it in there with a maximum priority. Ooh, and guess who's got a Tubeway built? That means our beavers will be able to access this bad lad. And then, all the way through here, they'll be able to start building from left to right all the way through here because we don't have the Tubeway in here yet. That's because we still need access to the roof of the badwater aqueduct, which spews all of the finest badwater from the water sources here, and the big old pipe that we've got going through the wall that I was a bit beyond there. There it is. It safely pipes it all the way out to spin our fancy wheels down here. And be slipped by our fancy automated badwater slopers. Okay, even our bloody pine has bloody paused. How's your shack happening, mate? Because it doesn't look very happening. I will say though, one of my favourite bits of the Tubeway station is this little intersection here. You saw the beaver using it. They came from the top, they went down into the T and then back around. But they could have came from the top and then straight down or from the side and went either or. Depends what they need to do. Absolutely love this completely ad hoc bloody Tubeway station. Ooh, we're even starting to get some coffee filled up. I can't wait to see all of this filled with coffee, minus the first row of course. That's water to keep up appearances. And by the looks of things, our final large tank here is going to require a bit of a tunnel. And honestly, for the sake of just getting this Tubeway up and running, I'm going to completely delete those bonus logs and planks from those stairs and get a path connecting this straight back up. Because then we'll see beavers using the Tubeway to get all the way along here to come down the stairs and bang in this tunnel here. That is, unless all the builder beavers are already on their way. In that case, they're probably not going to be taking the fancy tunnel. But will they take the fancy tunnel back? Or will we have some beavers coming our late in the evening? Oh look, we got a beaver coming back using the tunnel. But until that explodes, we are still all... Will tomorrow's beaver be the one that uses the Tubeway to come out and down the stairs and absolutely kabloom that bit of bloody tunnel there? Get ahead, laddie! Jimmy Tuba, you're the best around. And honestly, peeps, I could sit and watch these beavers all day. Oh, especially when I just get a look at the badwater aqueduct. And with this last path, that will be us fully done over here. And when I say done, I mean done the design phase. We still need to bloody build the figure. But anywho, as I was alluding to earlier, let's go ahead and delete this bit stairway here, which will mean designing the finest. Actually, I think I can delete it. I genuinely think I can delete it. Let's do a bit of a test here. I'm going to delete the path from this temporary stairway here. A little something like that. And I'm also going to delete this path all the way down to here. Then say, beavers, would you mind building like a builder's hut here just for shits and gigs? Oh, yous will build a builder's hut just for shits and gigs. Then happy bloody days. First of all, ye can all be deleted. Get all of those 1% of resources back. Second of all, ye can be deleted. Get all of these 1% of resources back. And get that bit of TNT blown in there. Oh no, prematurely deleted the stairs. What a numpty. That's okay, look, instead of rebuilding the stairs, because we've got things we want to be doing there, I'm just going to put a temporary Tubeway station up in here. I actually like how that connects there. It connects in at the left and the right here. Oh, but that won't give beavers. I need to do this slightly differently. I need to actually think about this. Hang on. Right, that will do. Now, to be fair, what I end up doing over here does kind of depend on what I can get away with underneath this bad lad right here. There's certainly no roof happening. I mean, we already know how options are. Solo fence, a bench that can't be accessed, a lovely bit of cupcake propaganda, but it's not quite facing the direction I want. So it's going to have to be braziers. Braziers under all of those overhangs, which means... Oh yeah, I can't put one quite there just yet. Oh, I need to move this. This isn't even... Oh no! This is even worse than I thought, peeps! We are officially gonna blow these dynamites up, get the all-important staircase back connected, and not worry about connecting a bloody tubeway up here. So let's get the rest of this path deleted, because I am quite happy that I can do what I want to do all the way up here without any bonus staircases. Over here, on the other hand, we need beavers being all about this life. So we're mirroring our 2 and 3 braziers. There we got 2 braziers. There we'll have 3 braziers. As for the bits that actually have the impermeable floors on, we're going to get our cupcake propaganda up and running. And then if I've mathed this out correctly, then I should be able to just go 3 by 2. Oh no! I actually do need some access up the top there. But I should be able to get 2 by 3 bloody roofs all the way along here. And have it line up absolutely bloody beautifully up here. Whew! Right, we're not going to do that one syllable per bloody place anymore. What was that? What did I just delete? I don't even know what I just deleted, peeps. Oh, you're not fair income. Can we please cop a bloody impermeable floor on there? Especially considering we're in the middle of a bloody bad tide. Oh, well that doesn't bloody work, does it? As I was saying, especially because we're in the middle of a bloody bad tide and there's bad water rushing right under there. We didn't want to flood the whole bloody long reservoir now, do we? Seeing our beavers, maximum priority on that, just like the stairs. To be fair, all of this stuff that's not reachable by the tubeway is maximum priority one way or the other. Now as for over here, we'll be able to build this bad lad, we'll be able to build this bad lad, but not this bad lad right here. Which yeah, does mean rebuilding our second stairway. It's almost like I thought about this beforehand. And then in the heat of the moment was like, nah, MiGly, you don't need any of that. Just bloody delete it all. Now, when I did the maths for how many of these roofs I can get on here, I did not have any sort of tubeway system on the go, so I don't know if this will actually line up now. But I should be able to just click these and have it line up pretty much perfectly. I'd say that's pretty much perfect enough for me. And now it's just a very simple case of designing a roof to kind of round the big door excavator here. And yeah, now peeps, I really actually like the look of having this all the way around. So I'm going to shorten that roof by 1 and just have it a little something like that. And then for the middle here, I reckon we're going to have to just breeze here it up, you know. Now all of this middle stuff, maximum priority. And then we'll work our way back to the stairs. And I reckon that should do the trick quite nicely. Like I said, these don't need to be prioritised in any crazy order. They can be accessed whenever they want to be. We do want to get this up and running. More for designing the rest of this bloody aqueduct hat than anything else. As I want to try and somehow gan 3 along here. And by try, I of course mean do. Now let's get ourselves a fancy bit lantern up there so we can adequately illuminate our propaganda at night. But then I can only hope that I can just 3 by 2 the roofs all the way up to here and then figure something out here when we don't have this in the way. And I was wondered why our beaver bangers weren't banging so efficiently. I had the bloody bonus bangers paused, didn't I? Now 17.9 days remaining of this drought. We have 1 block left in our reservoir. We're gonna end up running out again. And something else we need to do is get loads of bloody braziers knocking about under all of here. Keep the bloody tubeway nice and warm, you know. Oh, peeps, are you ready? Are you steady? Are you bloody Eddie? Because we need to get through here before the beavers do! No, the beavers have trapped us! I've been trapped in the build of the last bit of cupcake propaganda for the back scratchers. I'm not allowed to see. I'm not the beavers' intended target audience. Where's the back scratchers? All I can see is the illuminations and cupcakes. Or in other words, our beavers have got this back scratching hole up and running here. A hole that if you try to look out of, all you see is more bloody cupcakes. Isn't that grand? But you can get in your tubeway and go all the way back to your house if you want to. Oh, wee beaver! You got that bad lad in. So now, all that this path is for... Actually, this path isn't required anymore. Well, once they've got this lantern in. because these roofs can be banged in via this tubeway here. So way I beaver, get the lantern in, and then I can finally, properly, for the last time, delete all of this and let it all disintegrate. But as for the new and the here, I want to see loads of beavers biggity bang all of these braziers in. And with all of those braziers in, we can go ahead and unpause the first lot of prioritised construction. And while we're in that speedy up bit, where beavers got that bit lantern in, which means we can once again delete our way down here, get the path deleted off there, and then see if that reset of disintegration time it did. But yeah, now let's get all of these 3x2 roofs out and see precisely where we end up. Which isn't too bad. We got a little bit off the edge, and we got a little bit on the edge here. And I've just had myself a bit of an idea. Why don't we utilise this space here with a fancy pants rooftop terrace? Because we can access it using the spiral stair down here. Now that finally makes a use for this hour hang. And we're not going to waste all of this roofage here. Let me show you what we're going to do there. First of all, we're going to whip out some single platforms. And second of all, we're going to get cupcake propaganda banners all under the bloody bridge. And I mean all under the bridge. Even down the side here where the only thing we're propagandaing to is the water that's fallen down, which is ingested by the beavers. But yeah, you may have noticed that I deleted the spiral stair, and that's because the spiral stair can't go that way, it needs to go that way. While I figure out what we do across the top here. Because the whole thing here is that we don't want to block any bloody cupcake propaganda. That's why we don't have big lanky roofs scanning across the top here. Because look, from down here, you can see the tubeway and you can still see all the cupcakes. And if we go up one here, then then we cover the cupcake propaganda. But what we could do, duplicate one of these and just go cupcake ahoy. Because that way, the beavers are like, damn, look at all that propaganda. I wonder what's behind there. And then they get up to it and they're like, it's more propaganda. That's what the badwater aqueduct was built for. Now, I reckon it could be a fun, speedy up bit to watch this bit tubeway at the bottom get banged in, as well as the roofs across the top. Well, we got to see the tubeway in at least before I messed up the camera angle. You get the drift anyway. I'm just going to be speed forward and I'll just catch you back, or whenever we've got all these roofs in up here. And with all of the required roofs in, the ones that can't be accessed via the tubeway, let's get the last bit of paths out of here, and most importantly, duplicate our cupcake propaganda banner on there before we delete our way up. And let's double check, we should have every square of the badwater aqueduct roof absolutely covered here. If it's not a roof, it should be a bloody propaganda pole, or lighting for said propaganda pools. Oh, and I just upped the priority of these roofs, and we've got beavers diving in through the bloody tubeways, beavers on the bridges banging in. It's an absolute beaut to behold. Oh, what isn't a beaut to behold is all of this farmland that's dried up. Didn't tell us we're out of water yet again. Thankfully, 7.6k of water for 8 days. We should be a big chillin', and we're still sloping. But with our big banner up and running now, we can finally get all of this deleted. And I mean like properly deleted, including this dodgy little spiral stair here. I'll get out of the way. Beavers, if you fancy it and you've got the storage space, pick it up. Otherwise, just quickly bang in our final tubeway. Why aren't you banging in? What? Sorry, what? Well, clearly I did not foresee that, did I, peeps? We're going to have to get a bit of a boom on there. We're going to have to get a bit of a see you later on there. Followed by a bit of dort. And then last but not least, yet another tubeway. Which does mean that we can have a stair up there. And just for shits and gigs, leave some beaver access knocking about. So yeah, now beavers, quickly get all of this in and out. And no messing about, thank you very much, Lee. At least it actually fits here. That's a plus. And I reckon that's a perfect place for a lantern, because it's all dark and that, you know. Oh, and speaking of tubeway stuff, what's occurring all the way over yonder? Do we have a connected tubeway system? If I bring the world away, will I see a connected two-way system? I bloody well will. Well, that is nice. So whenever our beavers need to get away and start banging away, it's a proper zoomy job. Well, in that case, it might finally be time to show yous me big old connecting piece of the tubeway system. The piece that will bring us all together here. Now, what do you think the piece is? Damn, look at that bloody map by tubeway system. We have beavers, look! We got beavers over here building using the tubeways! Oh, this is grand. But yeah, where do you think our missing link is? If you guessed our missing link was between these two tubeway stations, you are half correct. Because that's only half the missing link. The rest of the missing link is going from this tubeway station right here up to the badwater aqueduct connection. See now, beavers, get to building that bad lad. Let's replace this bit of corn with a bonus eggplant. That way we can squeeze our hour hang in here. We can get a four long laddie to not interfere with any growing. But then we're gonna go 6 long twice. So we'll line up with this connection right here. Now this has to be the missing link that the beavers were craving. Look at that connection there. It's a crucial connection from the Hoomans estate to the badwater aqueduct, which pretty much takes you anywhere you want to go, including the old back-scratching cupcake hole. I'm preemptively manually pausing all of these water slurpers here, just to try and get on the beaver god's good side, you know? I'm like, look, I'm not going to be excessively slurping, so you don't have to give us excessively short temperate seasons. I am loving seeing the beavers just plonking all of the bloody treated planks in these, like. I wonder if it's time to up the priority of any more of this. Well, yeah, we still got some things that could get locked out, so let's get ye built. All of these have been built, so let's up the priority of those. All of this back here is being built, so let's get that up. We are going to be plonking a big bad lad in here, so we want to get every single one of these decorations plonked in. And I reckon before this bad tide's out, we'll have all of these fancy decorations in place. And you know what, peeps? I can't resist doing that in a speedy up fashion. So we're gonna be speeding our way through the rest of this bad tide. It also means I don't have to watch the beavers. Maybe cork it, maybe not. What I don't know won't hurt us. Man, I'm loving this mad little area we got back here. It's such a cute little decoration tune. I'm hoping that inspires all of the beavers that get blasted off to be like Davey Jr. Maybe not settle a colony solo, but put a mad vision in place to create what you see before you, peeps. I mean, how else are you to kind of describe this other than absolutely mad? But here we are, all freshened up with 2.3 days remaining. It's time to collect our log and plank back off here. Although, actually, no, I do not care at all about that log and plank. Let's just get some decorations on. I want a maximum priority metal fence so it lines up with that bad lad when you're looking from the top dune. And then after that, I want a beaver statue banging inwards like all of these are doing, helping create our big earth repopulator. And absolutely all of our decorations are in, including our one cupcake propaganda pole there, which you know you can see if you get the right angle on it. Now that does leave us with this bit of area here. I want to do something chill, nice and leisurely for the beavers. So if you have any ideas, let us know. We're working with this little section here. This section we've got a little bit to work with, but we've got a decent size here. So if you have any mad ideas, I'd be keen to hear them. But you know, I'm sweeping that rubble under the rug, and I'm erasing this path from history. Alright, now beaver builders, get that bloody stair in, and then get this bloody statue in. Yeah, I was hoping that would happen when it was in. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the beavers here. I'm down in the abyss with all of the dead trees and the dirty bad water. It's sweeping us away. Oh, sorry, I'm back. Right, now that that's out the way, we can delete this bit of path right here. And then in its place, we can plonk a big earth repopulator. And there we have our 4 repopulators just hanging out all fancily decorated. Although, you know what? For aesthetic reasons, I want to continue the platforms into the actual buildings. These random bits of path just look a bit weird to me, you know. And if you're thinking of ways I could use this area, cheekily, we could have a little square reboot going on there, you know. Have a little bit of activity in the middle. Our possibilities are blooming endless. Alright now, beavers, hurry up and clock off. I don't even want you anywhere near these TNTs. And I can see you going in there. So I'm going to actually disconnect the path completely. We are going to be detonating these lots of TNTs. But we need to time it right for this lot. Quick, detonate. And the reason I didn't use tunnels there is because it gets a bit chilly over this bit of the map. So I'm going to install some underfloor heating for our beavers. Then we put our platforms back in. But I'm going to leave that as a regular old priority. I'm going to scoot me way out to the badwater aqueduct's roof and increase that priority to high. And our big connecting tube up to maximum. And with Big Bye freshly popped out the breeding pod, I reckon it's about time we say bye to this episode. But I ain't definitely click away just yet. The end of episode speedy up bit is going to contain an entire season. That means we're going to see the what I come up. We're going to see the what I gone doon. I mean, hopefully not all the way doon, but you'll get to see a season play out. As well as, yeah, it's definitely already happened by now. But the river dry out. Don't worry, I've just sorted the automation, so now it's just running on the one river depth sensor. It doesn't care whether it's a drought or a temperate season. And did I say one cycle? I obviously meant a handful of cycles and a conspicuous camera angle change. Anywho, back to the ramblings of past MiGly, who hasn't got a Scooby-Doo about this change of plans. I'll quickly fix that before I actually save the game for the end of the episode though. So from next episode, the One River automation will be back to normal. But anywho, enough One River automation talk. How have you enjoyed this episode, peeps? We managed to get a little bit done, if I do say so myself. We got a fancy hat on our badwater aqueduct. That's something I've been threatening to do for, what, 10 episodes. We fully finished our Tubeway system, and it is an absolute corker. And I don't know about yous, but the end of one version is rapidly approaching as far as I can see. I mean, I've had a peek at Davey Jr.'s one vision in his inventor's hut, and I've got to say, there's really now left. Oh no, there is one thing left in Davey Jr.'s one vision for one district, but that last vision needs to be mildly altered due to our actions in previous episodes. So yeah, now peeps, be keen for the next episode where we will be doing the final vision. I mean, there could always be more visions, you just gotta dust them off from the corner where we never checked before, you know? But anywho, enough of my waffling. Have yourselves a canny old weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!